you, Rodrigo, for having me here today to give an update on Canada. I can tell you the pandemic has hit Canada relatively hard. Toronto, our main financial hub, is still not open yet. But importantly, right from the very beginning, the court staff in Canada and our hardworking judges have made it very easy to transition to virtual courtroom and virtual courtroom hearings. And I say that because it's important. Our Chief Justice said early in March, when this was all hitting the world, Canada's courts will not close. They may be virtual or by video, but justice will continue, and we have access to the courts. Now, the courts, that access has been limited early on. I can tell you now, though, that the access that we have to our commercial list, which is where most of our fraud cases are done, and our regular list, the access is there. Some courts have now opened in person. We have a number of courts you can attend in person. But we're conducting complex hearings, cross-examinations, and even trials virtually in Toronto. So it's important to know that there has been an impact. There was a disruption. The courts never closed. They were limited access, and now the access is back to almost normal, except we do much of it like this by Zoom. Now, so importantly, the international cases that we have, the message that I'd like to put out is that the Canadian courts are open for business, and in our fraud and asset tracing practice and our related bankruptcy practice is going full steam ahead with access to the courts. And we're given special windows into the court for urgent matters. So if your jurisdiction you have urgent matters, and in particular in the fraud and asset recovery area, the courts here in Canada will welcome that and take the time to deal with it quickly and efficiently. And that's my experience. And we've had a number of cases, new cases recently where we've been able to do that. Interestingly, in the middle of all this, a Court of Appeal judge in Canada recently acknowledged that our civil fraud cases in Canada and the courts have struggled to deal with dishonest behavior. And so the courts are focused on this issue. And in particular in that judgment, the court has said that more focus and reliability will be given to written evidence, so we don't have to have live witnesses as much, which will help us deal with this situation. So I encourage you and your clients and your courts in Brazil, to the extent that you have dishonest behavior, corrupt practices, areas that the Brazilian courts can deal with but need assistance from the Canadian courts, act quickly, come to Canada, and your case will be dealt with very efficiently and very quickly. So thanks, Rodrigo, for this opportunity to get our message from Canada out. If you have any other questions, let me know.